We lost our regular income.
Yeah, our consistent base income.
And we bought 3 cars.
3 cars in 3 weeks.
In 3 weeks.
We moved with the quit. Literally, I lost my job. So back to the story on me losing my job.
Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Denis Boateng. I'm your host, and welcome to Generational Maneuvers. Generational, relating to a particular generation or to the relationships between particular generations. Maneuvers, a movement or series of moves requiring skill and care. Your story may not look or sound like mine, but I know that you're in a place to share some gems that could inspire generations to come. Every move is towards the future. Make it count. Welcome to Generational Maneuvers. So today we have a guest who is not necessarily my guest, but I'm introducing you guys to her, and vice versa. She is my wife, my beautiful wife, who is also the guru behind the scenes for Generational Maneuvers. She has helped me make this happen. A lot of things wouldn't necessarily go without her because I'm the idea guy. I may come with these crazy ideas, but she's like the one who helps me make them happen on a whole different level. So you guys, I want you to meet Donielle Boateng. What's up?
What I do?
All right. So first of all, I asked you to be part of this episode and you hesitated. I wanted to put that out there.
So you gonna put me on blast?
Yes.
When I tried to avoid it?
Yeah. I even asked you last night what made you change your mind, and you never answered me. Low-key got me a little tight, but it's okay.
Yeah, he asked me, and I straight up ignored him.
Yeah, which is kind of messed up.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good, but we're here now.
When you asked me, I wasn't in the right mental space. I was burnt out. Mm-hmm. And I was lost on what we were about to do next, on what our focus was.
Okay.
So I didn't say no.
Mm-hmm.
I just said maybe later. Then maybe later turned into 2 days later.
The 2 days later? Oh, yeah. I'm talking about last night, though. Like, when I asked you, I was like, what made you change your mind?
I just told you it was a mental space.
Just last night? Okay. Here's the thing, y'all. She's here now. Okay.
I'm here.
So that's what matters. So for everyone who's been tapped in with Generational Maneuvers, I first want to say a big thank you to you all for, just joining me on this journey. Like it's one that I would say it's an adventure. You know what I mean? It's been an adventure so far. For people who are just joining and everything, if you don't know, like I've been using my voice for a little while now. I want to say since 2015.
Yeah.
With Evolution Radio. People don't even know about Evolution Radio. Yeah, Evo Radio. Like, it was, shout out to Mark Rabet, you know what I'm saying? That was a person, him and the homie Eto, who was like, yo, we like your voice. We want you to be part of this. Like, let's do this. Like, you know what I mean? That was the first time. So I wanted to do this because I thought that it was really important for us to just kind of touch on a few things, like the year's wrapping up and everything. And I think it's very important for us to kind of go over a few things about things we went through, things that we're going to be looking forward to in the future. And I just wanted people to hear, I know that I'm usually the one who's always like, yo, like, what are your plans for next year? What's on your list? I always show you mine, literally. Every year, I always show you my list that I have for the next year. And you don't share much till the next year or whatever. So I just thought that it would be dope for us to just kind of talk about you know, what this year was like for us, you know, and everything. But before that too, I want you to introduce yourself. I mean, I know I introduced you as my wife, but I want to give you the platform and space for you to give your own introduction.
I didn't even think about my introduction. So everybody, my name is Donielle Boateng. Everybody else used to call me Bibby. Last name used to be Bibby. Or this dude came and snatched me up.
Yep.
But my introduction, where do I even start? So just a little bit on me. What part should I start at?
Give them the quick one.
He knows I'm long-winded.
I'm saying give them the quick one because we're going to dive into the different parts a little bit too. So don't give them too much in the beginning.
Okay. So yeah, I'm Denis's wife. We moved out here to California, 3 years ago now?
Yeah.
I was a aerospace engineer, went to school for mechanical engineering, and went to a startup company last year at the end of the year. Only lasted about 7 months. Ended up running short on funds and had to lay pretty much everybody off to keep things rolling. So this past June, got laid off, and God legit told me not to go back to corporate. I had plan A, B, C, D, E, F, and G all ready to go. And he said otherwise. So we've been out here. Can I say we've been out here thugging it?
Yeah, we have.
We have a almost 2-year-old. He'll be 2 in February.
Yeah, an energetic one.
Very energetic. And we low-key been running 5 businesses.
Yeah,
and
but
keep adding on, but we're pulling back.
Yeah, we are pulling back. We're
refocusing.
Focusing. Yes.
Hey.
There we go. We are refocusing because it's very important. Like, we have great ideas, right?
But we can't do everything at once.
Exactly. And not even that, we can't do everything by ourselves.
Yeah. Oh, no, hugely.
That's one thing too, like for us that's been really different. And I think it's always been like that for us too, is like we've always been kind of on our own a little bit. Can I say that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've
been on our own.
We've been on our own and we've always kind of done our own thing since we've been together.
Yeah.
It's always just been me and you just kind of doing our thing, you know what I mean? And it's been dope because I mean we met creating content.
Yeah.
Right? And now it's funny because literally just these last couple of days when we talked about.
Hold on, take it back.
What's up?
We didn't meet creating content. We met. Oh, never mind. I can't say it.
Well, we ran into each other at the movies and like a year and some change before we even started dating, and we didn't even think of each other of anything. It was just like, hey, nice to meet you type of thing.
And then you came and visited the church I was going to, and that's all she wrote. Yeah,
I got pulled into literally once again using my voice, doing voiceover work. Isn't that crazy, huh? But anyway, so I think we've always just been kind of creating content in some way, shape, or form, and literally, I think we had a meeting with someone the last couple of weeks, and they were like, "Yo, what is it that you guys do well together?"
Yeah.
That you guys should focus on. And it was just kind of like, yo, we're good at creating content, and
we got away from it for quite a while.
We did, but I think that I don't want to say that it was necessarily like a bad thing. It was a necessary thing, and it was a natural thing that happened because we became parents.
Yeah.
And it's easy to get lost in the sauce when you become parents because your focus literally is your child. Like everything is about your child.
Yeah. Then losing the main source of income that we had.
Yep. Because I mean, let's keep it 1,000. Like I wasn't bringing much in. Like, I was working at the Y, coaching kids and then doing freelance projects, which were passion projects. It was cool. Got to work with some cool brands and companies and people, but at the same time, I wasn't getting, they weren't huge to where it's like, yo, you can, you can leave your job. But
it was helpful.
It was helpful. Yeah, I'll say it was helpful. But one thing too that I will say that I appreciate about you is you never made me feel like less.
I saw the gift in you. Like from day one, it's been, I don't even like saying, I'm not even going to say ride. I've been riding since day one.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Dennis was still in college when I started working full time.
Yeah, I was
and we
still
met
in school.
in Indianapolis while I was working at Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
And I helped him his last year in college.
Yeah, you did. Jeez. I was like, I was ready to get out, but
I was out here writing papers, y'all.
Don't tell him that. You were editing papers.
I was editing papers.
You weren't writing them all, but you helped me.
I was helping.
You did. You were a huge help. Like you helped me really like push on a whole nother level. I'll say that much. But I will say this too. Like it's been a journey being out here. I feel like we're finally getting in the groove of like really tapping into our village, like our people.
Yeah. LA is not an easy place to do that.
It's not. And let's keep it a reality. Yeah. Like it's beautiful out here. Don't get me wrong. It's beautiful. It's amazing. There's a lot of opportunities, but when you come here and really trying to connect with people, like genuineness and build, it could be a little tough.
It's tough. I think this has definitely been the hardest place that we've lived in the sense that I'm used to moving somewhere, even if I don't know anybody. Yeah. Within a couple months, church is my base. Yeah. So I easily find family within that. Yeah. Not that we haven't found family within church. It's just look different. And church is way different out here in Cali. Yeah. Like everything is so different to where it's taken us almost 3 years to figure out where's home base about to be. Yeah. And we know who our true friends are. We know the people that we connect with and that are here for us. So it's been a journey, but everybody we talk to in LA it's not easy making friends and building connections out here. People are opportunities.
But I will say this though. Yes, there's truth in that, but maybe we need to start speaking something else. You know what I mean?
Like, our words are powerful.
Yeah, like our words are very powerful. And that's one thing that we've tapped in throughout the pandemic, through this whole journey of being full-time entrepreneurs. You know what I mean? Like, I think for me too is like, I'm a people person, but when the whole shutdown happened, I've become...
This boy went in his shell.
Yeah.
Like he became a Denis I did not know.
It's like, I mean, I'll say this.
Over time you did.
Over time I did, but the reason was because I came to fully understand what relationships mean to me, what my expectations are of me in relationships, and how I want to be to others, and not necessarily worry about how others are to me, because the thing is, like, if I put my expectations on others, I'm always going to be disappointed.
Oh yeah.
Right. Sure. So the thing is, like, if I'm not feeling it, I'm just going to remove myself from it already. Like, we're grown. Like, there's no need to, am I your friend? No. Like, it's like,
and being married has a whole nother complexity that adds into it.
Yeah.
And then adding a child on top of it fully changes the game.
Facts.
It fully changes it.
It does.
Not in a bad way. It just changes it.
I just feel like Dash has more grown friends than we do. Because everybody wants to be around Dash. So it's like, in a non-weird way, of course, but like everybody's drawn to our son, and it's crazy because like more people come around and we're always just trying to fill it out, and we're like, well, if Dash likes you, then we like you.
Yeah, exact. Man, it's so true.
You know what I'm saying?
Like he's very outgoing.
Yeah.
This dude is super goofy.
Yes.
Very energetic. If he roll with you, he roll with you. Yeah. If he don't, he don't.
Yeah, and I think he's a
very good judge of character.
I would agree 1,000%.
Like he legit, like Dash senses.
No, he does.
Like,
He does.
genuine people.
Yep. I agree 1,000% because even the people that he's just so free with are people that we actually like, oh, shoot.
Yeah. It's an indicator for us
Yeah.
who should be in our lives in that season and who shouldn't, to be honest.
Yeah, it's weird. But it's also, weird. Too, is like you could tell, too, like at times he's always just trying to fill people out. And then it takes a little time, too, because at the end of the day, too, like he is a child. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So, sure. Except for when we go to the park and he sees random women. This dude found a pregnant woman who was like 7 months pregnant, walks up to her.
Wanted her to
pick him up. And I'm just like, boy, we in the middle of a pandemic.
But guess what? What? Y'all text now. You and that lady text.
We do.
So there you go. Dash is like our networking
guru,
advocate. Yeah, like but nah, he's amazing little boy. I love that kid. And it's just been amazing. I do want to ask you though, because I think for me it was a little different. We didn't know how we were gonna manage everything with the shutdown, pandemic, having a new baby.
Yeah, we had a baby 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Excuse me. 2 weeks before everything shut down, not knowing what was coming.
Yeah, we didn't.
Everybody had their flights booked. Our family's all the way on the other side of the country. My family's in Virginia. Dennis is in Indiana. Dash still hasn't met my dad.
Yeah.
It's been almost 2 years. We were about to go home, and then my dad caught COVID. He ended up in the hospital.
Yeah.
And that was an eye-opening moment.
Yeah, I mean, both of our parents.
Yeah.
So like, except for your mom, but
yeah, thank God.
My mom, my dad had COVID. Your dad had COVID. It was just like a reality.
It was a huge reality check. We had a close friend that was in the hospital. Was it 4 months?
Yeah,
on the ventilator, y'all.
Yeah.
This dude almost died. He was our age.
Yeah.
And
like, big ups to Josh.
Yeah, Josh is, man, it's a gifted dude.
Yeah,
Josh,
can't wait
I'm
to
so
have
excited for what's
yeah,
about
can't
to
wait to
come,
have him on too, for him to tell his story. He's really powerful. But, so it's been real, to say the least. Like, I mean, for both of us, like we've had nieces and that we've cared for, nephews, whatever, that we've always just kind of been like that third parent or whatever you want to call it. That
I always
was
used to say Dennis was
practice.
the first third parent in the house.
Oh yeah, I was. I mean, my brothers, you know what I'm saying? But now having our own kid, and I'm used to working with kids from K through 12. A lot of people don't know that about me. I love working with
he's amazing with kids.
Like with young kids, even the youth. Like I just love being around the youth. Like they keep me going.
Yeah.
But it's like now you have a child of your own that ain't no sending nobody home.
Oh no. We was in the thick.
Yeah.
Look, being here in COVID with a newborn.
Yeah.
Us being 2 years married together for 5 years.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Had us questioning why we got married.
Yeah.
It got real.
No, it did.
It got real.
It did. And also too felt like we had no one to talk to.
Yeah.
Outside of our parents, but at the same time
we didn't share.
We're not the type of couple to go to our parents about our
we don't go to anybody.
Marital problems.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We did talk about doing marital counseling though. Yeah. We thought that was really important, whether things were good or not.
Yeah.
Like we always wanted to at least have that.
Yeah. And one thing to put in context, when we got together, like our relationship starting was so right and so like it was God ordained. I don't know how else to describe it.
I agree 1,000%.
To where people used to ask, y'all argue? No,
we don't.
We never had our first argument until 5 years in.
Yeah.
Like legit.
Yeah, like a legit back and forth.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think though it's because of you, right? I'll say this.
I can't take all it, babe.
No.
Your patience and Dennis like to communicate.
I do.
I don't. I hold everything in.
Yeah,
but you've taught me through the years to open up.
It's very important.
Yeah.
It's very important. It's funny though because I'll say this and it's a running joke in the African households or African communities that African men are not romantic, right? And that African men are stubborn and don't communicate.
Dennis is the total opposite.
I am the opposite of that.
I don't know where you got it from, but thank God you got it.
But here's the thing. I think because I've seen my parents argue, right? At first I used to think that, dang, like it's because things are wrong and no, it's because they love each other. Yeah. My mom has always been like, yo, if something's wrong, I'm going to address it. My dad's more chill, mellow, and my dad doesn't really like raise his voice, but man, there are times where he'll just sit there quietly, but there are times where he'll actually like, they'll have conversations. Yeah. They'll have they used to like, there's been I've seen my parents argue, but a lot of times they'll have the conversations away from the kids. Yeah. Right. So the conversations are still happening. How I know that is because I was always that kid that just kind of like, I wonder what they're talking about. You was
nosy.
I was. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. I was a curious
You're
individual.
Very curious.
I am.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's sorry, excuse me. But I think that's what's gotten me as far as I've gotten. And further to go is the curiosity. I never let anybody kill the curiosity in me. No, right?
You don't.
Because even
when crazy. I'm sitting here like, y'all, what's this dude doing next? Dennis be having ideas, y'all. Ideas be good. Yeah. Ideas be good, but
it's about time.
He has a lot of ideas.
It's about time that I think that we're stepping into a new season though, where God is really walking me into
really honing in
and actually bearing fruit from the seeds of my ideas. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Because there's been a lot of trial and error.
There has been, but also too, I can't even necessarily call them I can call them my ideas. I think sometimes we as humans and the people that are attached to the source, when God, we don't give ourselves credit either, right? We always God this, God that, yes, but God gave it to us, so I'm gonna understand that He gave me that responsibility. God downloads a lot of ideas to me that are within my passion, and I think it's because He knows that I can do it. But I think it's just been that time where I'm finally like back in my bag. I'm mad confident and understanding, I can exist in these spaces and make things happen. Yeah. It's just me making sure that the right people and asking for the guidance that the right people are around me. Because one thing about me is that I'm not the type to keep things to myself. I'm not me type of guy. I'm always trying to put people on. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely. I feel like we're both that way. I'm a doer.
Yeah.
I serve other people. I mean, Dennis have all these ideas, and when we first got together, I used to jump.
Yeah.
I made it happen.
Yep.
Whatever your idea was, I plugged all the stuff in, and it was the key. But then years went on. Dennis have all these ideas, and it's like, wait, what about the other idea? What about this? What about that? And I got burnt. I pulled back. I stopped helping.
But here's the thing too. I think that I stopped sharing ideas because I felt bad because other ideas would either fail or I wasn't sure about the direction.
Just wasn't committed.
Yes, I wasn't committed because I didn't understand the vision fully.
Yeah, no,
I didn't
agree.
plan it out.
We have a tendency, or have had a tendency, getting an idea and jumping. We put the cart before the horse. Yeah, and we go. Yeah, and then it's like you got to sit and think for a minute. Like you got to make sure you're committed, because week in, week out, like, are you still going to want to do this? And it almost makes me want to veer over to another subject, is even for me with Budget on Point. Yeah. I started up a budgeting consultation service. One of our business coaches, amazing at pushing and pulling stuff out of us, and definitely helped us so much get things set and going. Challenged me one week. Hey, what about your finance thing? I was like, what finance thing? Yeah. She was like, your budgeting thing.
Because you're great at budgeting.
Yeah. I've been budgeting for 7+ years. I've helped friends set up their year-long budget, everything. Yeah. And she challenged me. 2-3 weeks later, had a full-blown business, fully branded, marketed, everything ready to go. We went through other business type challenges that helped.
You wrote an ebook.
Curate it, wrote an ebook, wrote an audiobook, was getting ready to launch it, put out my funnel, built the website, everything was about to, I started up the wait list for it, was pushing social media, TikTok, everything.
Yeah.
And God told me to shut it down.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when you just...
I ignored it for like a week.
Yeah.
I kept pushing forward.
Yeah.
And then we got close to your birthday. And with the circles that we're getting into, teaching us how to not capitalize, but your birthday is a significant day.
Yeah, it is.
So we decided to do things different this year. Dennis launched his podcast and also launched his streetwear branding workshop that's coming up at the end of June or January. I always mess up January. I say June all the time. I know.
It's okay.
Bad.
Sorry.
And I was like, all right, we need to figure out how to do this. And I was like, I can't do everything myself. We're in the process of hiring somebody, but the onboarding's taking a little longer than expected. So we reached out to our circle, found somebody amazing that does funnels.
Yep.
The chart slayer. Thank you, Marcus. You've been a lifesaver.
Shout out Marcus, man. Shout out to Marcus.
And in the conversation with him, just our kind of onboarding initial consultation, he was like, I need you guys to focus on one thing.
Yep.
It's like to really do this successfully. And even in that call, I was like, yo, I just wrote this book, paid all this money. Like everything's ready to go. I just have a couple things to iron out.
Yeah. I
was like, one thing, stop it. And I'm like, oh, heck no. So even in that call, I was like, he asked which one was it going to be. I was like, it's going to be Dennis with his podcast and his branding stuff. And then I'm sticking to Budget on Point.
Yeah.
And then
we did that.
We did. We decided that for like a week. I said, hey,
we decided to do like separate things.
Yeah. But the thing is this was on a Friday. Dennis's birthday was on a Sunday. For those in...
No, it was on a Monday.
Sorry, Monday. For those that are small business owners, know the process it takes to launch something that big.
Yeah.
Like we did podcast episode. Had we recorded the podcast episode by then? No. We literally on a whim.
We had planned
it, but literally, and then was it Saturday morning? I woke up. No, it was Friday morning.
And also too, shout out to the homie Raymond.
Oh yeah, Raymond came through that first episode.
Raymond
shot photos, set up everything. I had to take Dash out.
Amazing
guy. Took care of everything.
Like, that's another dude. Like we've met and instantly became fam.
An amazing connection.
Dash loves him.
Straight loves him. Dennis calls him up. Was it that Friday? You called him and told him, hey, we're trying to do the episode today. He's like, oh yeah, I'm down.
Yep.
Literally booked a pier space.
Yep.
Went downtown. Shot episode and it looks amazing. Like I absolutely love it.
And right now we're actually shooting in our home office.
Oh yeah, we're in our home office right now.
Like home studio.
We're in our living room. Our makeshift.
Yeah, makeshift studio.
Yeah,
studio. Hey, I think we are actually I love it, man. God is so good on this, and it's like one thing we're not shy about God's presence in our life. No. But also too, we're paying attention and utilizing everything He's given us to make the most out of it.
Yeah, agreed.
Because we know that that's where the blessings and opportunities and everything come from.
Yeah, and the season in our lives right now.
Yeah.
When we go downtown to the studio, Dash, I can't be in there to record. Dash is in the bed sleep right now. We literally watching him on the table, hoping he don't wake up before we finish this episode.
Straight up, y'all. Like facts.
Legit. But going back to what I was sharing, so that was a Thursday night. We had the consult with Marcus. Yeah. Friday morning, like we had a full blown plan. I had 4 videos to edit, shoot everything, whole podcast, everything for Monday. Mm-hmm. Woke up Friday morning, sick as a mug.
Yeah.
Barely could swallow.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, God. Like, Dennis was like, we scratching this, and this, even though we still did this, and this.
Dang, we
legit.
Did. Yeah, we did.
And I was like, all right, it's meant for us to focus on. And as we started doing the podcast, we got confirmation after confirmation, just dates lining up. Dennis started a podcast crazy. Like you had shared before, back in 20.
Well, so the other one, the evil one, I was wrong. It wasn't 2015. It was 2013, 2012.
No, I'm talking about top 5.
But so yeah, I started top 5 in 2016.
Yeah.
At when ESPN. I was working at ESPN Richmond.
Yeah. And literally from the date that we launched this new Generational Maneuvers podcast,
It's like a day.
it's literally a day and 4 years.
Yeah, a day and 4 years.
4 years.
Since I had launched my first episode.
Yeah.
And
And
I
it
didn't
smacked
even know.
me. I was like, all right, it's meant for us to be doing
And
this.
I had a conversation with Isaiah, who was he wasn't my first
He was one of the first. He was your
One of the
first in-person.
in-person guest.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
So that
crazy.
was-
So after we launched
and he's
on your
launched
birthday,
and he's launched his own podcast
Yeah,
too. So
it's
shout
dope.
out to Isaiah.
yeah. But the day we launched your podcast,
Mm-hmm.
decided to go live to promote and everything.
Yep.
And guess who's on?
Isaiah. Yeah.
And then guess who joins? Daniel.
So we used his music to
Yeah.
launch everything. I mean, it just
Everything
all those
came full
connections,
circle.
all of that.
Because like when we started Top 5 with Denis Boateng,
Yeah.
Isaiah's episode, he came over to the house
Help edit.
and I edited. He helped edit,
Yep.
and we used Daniel's music.
Yeah.
And then we sit in here 3 years and a day from when that other podcast
talking
launched,
to the same people.
talking to the same 3 people unintentionally.
But here's the thing too, though, that was like, people believe in signs and everything. Like that's
It was confirmation.
It was confirmation, but for me too, though, I just knew it was time for me to get back in that space.
Yeah. And that for me was the indicator that, all right, God, I'm going to shut Budget on Point down right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to have me flip the switch back on.
Yeah.
I believe he is.
Yeah.
But it's just like the timing right now, we need to focus in on one thing.
And we're focused on it. I think we're focusing on the thing that
We're
people
both passionate about too.
very passionate
Yeah.
about. That's why I
'Cause
know
look,
that purpose is within it.
Yeah, because I know how to do budgets. I know numbers. I know worksheets. Do I enjoy it?
No.
I do in a sense, like once everything starts coming together,
Yeah.
I enjoy helping other people. But the level of enjoyment doing that versus building content are two total different
very
things.
different.
It's very different. So
Yeah,
I
no,
just,
it totally is.
yeah. And Kenya Kelly, shout out to Kenya, TikTok. She's so ingrained in TikTok to where when I open up a video, I could be on Facebook, Instagram, anything, and he sees Kenya.
When Dash
TikTok.
sees it, yeah, he says
Dash
TikTok.
says TikTok.
Yeah,
TikTok.
Dash, you've turned Dash into a TikToker for sure.
He
I
loves
don't even know if
TikTok.
that's a word.
Yeah.
Like you're the one who's like. It's funny though because like I said, I've always been like the social media guy or whatever.
And in the last 3-4 months,
I
going through
wasn't-
Kenya's challenge,
Yeah.
like challenged me to get outside my shell,
Yeah.
but like took things on a total different level for me.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it,
But you've definitely been a social media maven in the house now. Like just pushing. You're like, yo, like
yeah. I
take
see it
advantage
now.
of
It makes
TikTok,
sense.
take advantage of YouTube because you're understanding the aspect, the business side of it,
Yep,
where right,
yep,
where
yep.
hey, I know you got these ideas. Here, this is what you could do to grow your community
Yep.
and how you can monetize
Yep.
your ideas or your content.
Yeah, but
which
the
is
big
one thing that I feel like we have been trying to figure out for a
for
while,
a long time.
right?
We know how to create content.
We do.
It's just monetizing has been the challenge through the years.
And-
If we had figured that out a long time, man,
Yeah,
the level we would be on. But I want to say one thing real
Yeah.
quick. I wouldn't be that social media guru in the house right now without investing in a coach.
No.
Coaching from an entrepreneurship standpoint
it's very important.
is so important. People look at the dollar price
Yeah,
and don't realize how much a coach is going to get you ahead
Yep.
in such a faster time, which is going to save you money on the back end and
Yep.
earn you more money quicker. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. Like,
no, for real.
coaches are so key.
Oh yeah. I mean, even too, like shout out to Nikki as well. She's on Eric Thomas's team.
Yeah.
Like just the one call that we were on, and I was able to ask her questions. I'm like, yo, my passions, youth.
Yep.
I'm into a whole sneakers and podcasting and everything. Just shared with her those spaces. She was like, pretty much in summary, she's like, you need to embody that, embody that with your content. I think for me, just hearing that from someone who I respect and see their work and the people they work, I'm like, yo, this is amazing. Like, I'm understanding now. Things are more clear.
Oh yeah, it's way clearer.
But I will say this too.
You're passionate about streetwear, every aspect of it, how it's evolving, and you have these great ideas, but you're trying to understand how to brand it. Well, if that is you, then you're at the right place. So my name is Denis Boateng, and I am very excited to be extending you this invitation to my 5-day streetwear branding workshop. The event's taking place January 24th through the 28th, and I want you to be there at this 5-day streetwear branding workshop event. And make sure that you sign up, buy your ticket at thestreetwearworkshop.com. Let's get it. Yeah.
Though, back to the whole content being present in social media, I had lost my confidence.
Oh yeah.
Because
I agree.
I felt like, dang, I should be, and not even on social media, but just as a husband and provider.
Yep.
I felt like, yo, am I wasting my time with my passions? Like, I should be making this much. I should be in these spaces doing these things. My wife should be in this. And like, there was so much that I was thinking about as a husband, provider, and father.
Down.
And then I just kind of looked around me and I'm like, yo, what's going on?
It frustrated me for a while because I'm like, even once we got into these different coaching groups, things were clicking for me.
Yeah,
I was moving. I was moving too fast.
And I didn't want to get in the way of that.
Yeah. But
so I just kind of let you.
You let me, but it felt like I was for a minute.
One.
It felt like I was the only one pushing, and then I'm the type. Dennis will be the one that opens up and says, "Yeah, this is what's wrong." Me, he get the looks, he get the attitude,
and the thing is, like, I can't read your mind.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I know. So we've made it through though. Yeah. I feel like we've really grown, and it's, the challenges are there, and it's how you look at it, the perspective. Is this the challenge? You can either take that mindset and that persona of like, dang, this is terrible, thinking on the negative side, or looking on the like, everything we've gone through is getting us to where we're supposed to be.
I agree 1,000%.
The challenges aren't bad.
They're not.
They're just growth points.
They are. And I think I'm getting more understanding that being uncomfortable is okay.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, being full-time entrepreneurs, being new parents, living in a new community, it's been challenging.
Oh yeah.
The most challenging, spiritually, emotionally, physically. Even for me, physically, I'm not even at my best. I'm in a new space physically. Yeah. I've gained all this weight from being injured and not working out like I used to. Like, I used to be really active, right? Yeah. So I think the confidence within that too play, but we're changing that up.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, all of it played a part. You know what I mean? Even though, like, I was in spaces with other men where I could share and everything, like, yeah, you can share. But then after you share, it's like, kind of like, you got to attack those issues on your own. Like, you got to face those fears on your own too. So it's like, I would share to a certain extent. I would give encouragement, and then I'm like, okay, how am I going to attack this now? Or do I want to attack this right now?
Yeah. Do I have the energy to?
Yeah, and that's the reality. I feel like a lot of times with people, we do that. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like we give people advice, and then it's hard to take your own advice. But it's cool, though. I think that we are in a great space. I feel like to others on the outside looking in, they're like, dang, like, they doing it. Yeah. Or they may look at us like, what they got going on? But it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter.
I could care less, because, you know what I'm saying? Like, literally, we lost our regular, like, income.
Yeah, our consistent base income.
And we bought 3 cars.
3 cars in 3 weeks.
In 3 weeks.
Like, we moved with the quit. Literally, I lost my job. So back to the story on me losing my job. New sales weren't going good with the company. Things was way slower. Like, I purchased over $700,000, almost $1 million worth of equipment, and the sales forecast was wrong.
Shoot, I was working for y'all too.
I know you were. Dennis was helping me. I was at a startup company, and we were in the trenches.
Yeah,
we still got stuff stored here,
man.
And everything came to a screeching halt. Had a meeting at 5:00 on a Monday. That Friday was going to be my last day. Insurance, everything cut off that Friday. Last check came that Friday.
Yeah.
Like, to where we had a little bit of savings, but not, we had like 3 months worth.
Yeah.
But not enough. Like, we're how many months? That's June, July, August, September, October, November, December, 6 months. Wow, 6 months now. And like, things got real. Like, I wrestled with it. Yeah. Like, I felt sick, man.
You had a job offer that same
Not
week.
a job offer, a job opportunity.
Or a lead, I guess.
A lead, yes, a lead. And
but the thing is, you could get a job today if you wanted.
If I wanted to go and get
back to corporate, you
go
could
back
get
to corporate. But like, literally at them first couple days, like, I literally couldn't sleep at night. Like, I was wrestling, and I literally had to get down on my knees and I just asked God for peace. And stuff just settled for me. Like, things became so different for me. Like, I legit started walking, like, with so much intentionality to where I had so much peace.
But you know what's funny? I felt like I was trying to pull you in that.
You've been trying to pull me this way for a long time.
Yeah, like, hey.
Even me, when I used to work back at Rolls Royce in Cross Point in Virginia, me and the dude sat next to each other, was always I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do engineering. I don't want to be here.
Because it sounds good, right?
It sounds good.
And
the money is good.
Yep.
But it's just like, I don't know.
The money is good, but at what cost?
Yeah.
You know
I mean, I was making 6 figures. I was doing good.
Great.
Like, we were great. We was eating out every meal. Literally.
It's so terrible.
So bad.
But no, it's funny because it's like, I don't think anybody in our families have even seen that type of money.
No. When I started, and it's no, like, I'm not trying to boast or anything, but just putting it in perspective, like, my dad, is the hardest worker I've ever met in my life. Like, and he ended up going to the military rather than college, and he's an electrician, can take apart anything and put anything back together.
Yes.
My starting salary was like $2,000 or $3,000 lower than his close to end of career salary. Yeah, God put me in, like, I didn't have to apply for the jobs that I got into.
Too, the thing about you is that you have a maturity about you, and you are never trying to fit in or trying to make people like you. And that's, you kind of run your own race. I've always known you to be that way. So I think that
I stay in my lane.
You stay in your lane and do what you do well.
Quiet on it.
Yeah, right. but the thing is, like, that's why I think that those, like, great opportunities come to you, because God knows that you handle them with responsibilities. Now with me, I don't feel like if I would have started making the money that you were making at the age, I don't think I would have been as responsible with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because coming from a place we never had much, being immature, and also feeling like you owe people things, like your family, your homies, people, you know what I'm saying? I don't think I would have handled or managed it in the right way. But I'll give myself credit as well. Like, now, people come with a contract, man, it's on. You know what I mean? And that's why I think that we are building something amazing here. One thing, too, that I want to tell y'all, though, like, my wife will be present more on the podcast, because one thing that I love is I don't always want to talk about things or share things on my own perspective. I do want the perspective of a woman, and also a black woman, because I think it's very important. I mean, you've been in spaces where you were the only black woman a lot of times, and you've handled it in the most amazing way. There have been times where I wanted to pull up.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, so Dash is up, by the way. So he's on my shoulder. But now I've been wanting to pull up at some of your jobs when I hear some of the things people say, but it's okay though. We don't have to deal with that anymore. And we're moving, and we're moving into new seasons, new rooms, new grace, and everything positive, from relationships, friendships, family, opportunities, financial, or just generational ones. I think that amazing things are finally
we're really honing in on what we're meant to do, how we're meant to do things, and it's just it's one of those things I think about sometimes, but it is what it is, of course. Yeah. If I knew what I know now, a couple years back, like business-wise, everything, like, yes, I used my job to fund what we considered businesses then and ventures, but we're learning stuff on a whole new level. I'm excited to share with people ways that they can do it too. And it's just, we've really tapped in. Yeah. We've really tapped in.
Yeah, but I also think that we have other people to thank as well who
for sure
have encouraged and pushed us.
We have to do a shout out to Steve.
Man, shout out to Steve James, man, and Bree.
Even before me losing my job, and Bree, and Saint.
Yes,
even before me losing my job, Steve was pushing us to do it.
Oh yeah.
He was pushing us to do it, have some serious conversations with us about the freedom that comes along with entrepreneurship. Yes, there's freedom, but what's the other word? We don't use the word grind anymore.
No. We flow.
Like really flowing. There's a lot that comes with it.
Yeah, grinding isn't it's not a process. It's a process that how would you say? It's a rough process and nasty one, and just we flow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we flow and we make things happen within the flow. We're flowing with purpose.
Yeah.
And it's not grinding.
Yeah. No, for sure. But like Steve, man, like really put us on game, telling us exactly what we needed to do. It's funny, even the course that we bought into for doing the car stuff.
Man, we
made it back quick, but we didn't even know Steve had it already.
Yeah. He was like, man, y'all didn't hit me up.
It was confirmation though that everything we were doing, even like our business credit stuff, like bought into it. It's the same exact one Steve in. Like,
no,
it's
for
like,
sure.
So like having someone in your corner like that, you have to be surrounded with like-minded people.
And they've become our family too.
Oh yeah, family
because
for sure.
Both of our boys,
they're 3 months apart.
Yep, they're around the same age, and we just been building with them, and it's crazy though, because we all were from the same community back in Indianapolis, and it's like we clicked up now, and it's just consistent encouragement, and there are other people too, like that, we can name, and I mean even Justin and Lillian,
Justin,
you know what I'm saying? They're on the same push of just this financial freedom and actually
doing
tapping
it in a different way.
Yeah, we got kids here now. There we go.
Say hi, Dash.
All right, big boy.
Here and everything.
Yeah, but it's a blessing. I mean, other people too, like that. Man, I don't want to forget anybody or whatever, but y'all know who y'all are, and we appreciate y'all so much. Sure. Even people that pray for us, you know what I'm saying, that pray for us, and it's just amazing. It's just amazing. But I wanted to talk about the future real quick too. Like I want to know what your plans are, or what your outlook and expectations may be.
Plans for the future.
Yeah. Both big and small.
Big and small.
Or how about we do this? Because I don't want to put you on the spot.
No, I got something.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
So for me, plans, We're continuing to center. We're continuing to hone in on doing this thing focused.
Yes.
So plans for me, sorry, I don't know what Dash is trying to do.
It's all right. It's all right.
You're a mother. Yeah. For me are honing in on the things that I'm gifted with.
Yeah.
Budget on Point is going to come in the right timing that it's meant to be. Budget on Point was built so well to where Dash recognizes it.
Oh my goodness.
We just be randomly sitting, but point.
Talk about branding. Branding things the right way.
Yeah, branding things the right way. So for me, I'm a content creator.
Yeah.
But I've never
Hold on. I want you to repeat that because it feels good. It makes my ears feel good hearing you say that finally.
You're so dramatic.
With confidence.
I'm a content creator.
Okay, good.
Like 99% of Denis's stuff you guys see out there, I've done it.
Yep.
I've created it.
That's right.
And I've always been the one behind the scenes, even with my content, not putting it out there.
Yep.
Like, or putting out there that it's me. So for me, like really honing in on becoming that. Like I love to video edit. I love to create.
And giving yourself credit too.
Yeah.
Like I think that's a thing that people struggle with when you're doing work for others is giving yourself credit. Like
I'm the type, I was very humble. I was always behind the scenes, not wanting to be that face. But like I'm realizing the importance of it because our money's attached to it.
That's right.
Like our generational wealth for our child and our children to come is attached to it. So it's not even about me boasting or putting anything out there, but putting myself out there to where people know. People aren't going to know unless you tell your...
You got to leave your mark.
Yeah.
You got to leave your mark. And I think that people who make other people feel weird for like, why are you telling people that you did or whatever? I think that is such a toxic thing to do. Like, just like if you work on a project with someone, you're not necessarily the talent, but you say, hey, I was part of this project. There are some people who don't like, people
like that at all.
Nah, like, and I don't think anybody should be like that. Just like the talent is getting credit for certain things. I think the person behind the scenes, it's not just about just the check, but being able to say like that, hey, I was able to work on this project, so then it can bring you other projects and opportunities too. So I don't have a problem saying thank you to you. Thank you to Raymond. Thank you to Rich.
Yeah, Rich was huge the last episode.
Yeah, man, he helped out.
Day.
Same day. Like it's just having those good people that come around and actually making themselves available, staying in touch, and they're like, yo, I'm gonna hit you up, let's do this, and actually showing up, like being huge. People of their words. And I think that's one thing too that I want to switch up is like, when I say I'm gonna do something, actually doing it, which I believe I've been much better
for sure
at doing, because I feel like too is like, nobody want to hear you talk about what you're gonna do. People want to see what you're gonna do.
Yeah. And I think one thing too that you just made me think about is becoming a mother truly made me realize, like, I was always the one doing everything myself, literally everything. Yeah. I'm like, why pay? I know how to do it. Let's do it. Yeah. Y'all, I was out here sewing tags in Denis's shirts, everything for his Worldwide With It brand. Yeah. And having a child really it forced me to step back to where, like, even our first episode, Raymond, like, feeling like I'm the type of person, I help so much, I do so much to where I feel guilty when I'm not helping, right? Yeah. But even Raymond stepping in, like, and helping us, it like felt good. I had no type of feeling bad or anything of not being a part. Yes, it made post a little bit challenging because I wasn't in the room, but it was doable. And my biggest thing is like realizing I can't do it all. And
you also have to trust people.
Yeah.
To use their gifts.
Yeah, for sure.
Just like you use your gift to make certain things happen, don't get in the way of other people utilizing their gifts too, or having the opportunity to find their gifting. I think that's super duper important. I was watching this video of this rabbi talking about how he doesn't believe in retirement or doesn't believe in doing everything on your own. And I actually like the logic and things that he was explaining. He's like, yo, if you know that there's somebody in your community who has a lawn care or a landscaping business and they do it really well, why are you cutting your own grass? If you could be paying them to utilize their gift, and in the end of it, they make your house or your grass or whatever look amazing.
Yeah.
Like, that's almost like that touch of God. Like, you gotta let God work through people.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, to make things great.
It's funny, even you saying that, letting God work through people. With us, when I lost my job and we started working full time, like, I was so like in tune with God and with what he wanted me to do. And then panic set in.
Yeah.
Started doing everything. Went out here, bought all those cars super fast. And not saying it was a mistake, but it's just the fact that I didn't stay centered through this whole process. And that it was so key, because being a full-time entrepreneur, like stress levels went through the roof for me, like to where my chest locked up, like everything. But
I think it's one of those things too, where is relationships are not easy, even with God.
Yeah.
You have
to be intentional. You have to decide. It's all about a decision.
And you have your ups and your downs and everything. It's just in any relationships. There are times where it's almost like we done, started dating all over again. And there are times where it's just like, I can't stand you right now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's so easy to look at the physical of where you're at, what's happening. And if you're not tapping in daily to look at the other side, you quickly get in this rut of go, and not stopping and pausing and trying to figure out, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? To where it costs you time and money. It's cost us a lot of money.
Yeah, it has.
From an income standpoint and what we've been putting out.
Yeah, but that's why I think it's important to at least take the time. Like, you got to check out your surrounding and understand where you are.
Yeah.
Spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically.
That whole that wholeness.
Yeah. From
mental, spiritual, physical, everything.
Especially
is so
in the spaces that we're in, where we're nobody's sending us a check. Yeah. Like, all that we have to for that check. We have to go
to produce it.
And also too, we have to work in our passion and our purposes. To bring that to us. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're using to bring this wealth and everything. So we have to really like understand and make sure like all that, like our wellness is key to all of it.
For sure. Josh Chris had a YouTube video talking about, because even for him was go when it comes to business. And he's like 33% business, 33% physical, 33% home, family. Like taking care of you as a full person. Like with entrepreneurship, it's so easy. I done lost track of how many all-nighters. Your birthday was up for over 48 hours.
Yeah, we didn't sleep.
We legit did not sleep.
Yeah.
And not saying it was a good thing, but planning and preparation is so key.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm happy we've gone through what we've gone through to adjust. We're refocusing. Yeah. And we really about to make this thing happen.
So then your goals.
My goals.
Because we went on a whole.
We did go on a tangent. My goals first and for 2020 or just period?
2020, babe. We been left 2020.
2022?
Yeah, 2022. Or just going forward.
Going forward for me, I've mastered personal finances. Yeah. But business finances are a different thing.
Yes.
So one, bookkeeping, everything. I have an amazing bookkeeper working for us. But getting on top of that and letting it help dictate pretty much producing our goals for our business based on revenue and everything else. So just refocusing rather than jumping on an idea, moving and pushing. All right, this is what it's going to take to do this. This is how we're going to do this, to where we're able to plan out the months by month. So goals
or even quarters.
Quarters. Yeah. Breaking it all the way down from yearly, quarterly, monthly, weekly, and then daily, like
Yeah.
legit breaking stuff down to where we're moving in sync, like having a child, like it's so key.
Being more
It's so
intentional
key.
with
Yeah.
all of our moves.
Yep. So I'm that's goal number one is and Dash want to put his in there too, is getting finances and business structured to where we're able to operate and we're not scrambling daily.
Yeah.
Not allowing things to dictate. Yes, things are going to come up. Having a car rental business, stuff comes up.
Yeah.
Maintenance, whatever, unexpected things.
Yeah.
But just period, just having a daily, weekly routine that we're flowing through. So that's goal number one for me. Goal number two is, well, I'll say that's goal number two. Goal number one is being centered. I've recently bought a couple books. One is goal setting with kingdom in mind. So just refocusing everything. Like, yes, we're out here trying to make a living, but it's deeper than that. It's so much deeper than that.
Yeah.
It's not just about us. And I really want to make sure everything we're doing, we're stepping in purpose and we're pushing the kingdom forward.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day.
Bringing heaven on earth.
And not necessarily having to be the one screaming from the mountaintop type of stuff,
Yeah.
but still fully ingrained, making sure that we're moving and flowing with him.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are my two major goals.
Yeah.
And three is just being consistent. This podcast, continuing to push it,
Yep.
help you build it, and bringing in people that can help us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. That's pretty
Yeah.
much all you want to share as far as your goals
Right now.
Okay. That's fine.
Dennis is way more deep than me. Go ahead.
No,
The
I
floor is
wanted
yours.
you to ask me though.
Ask you what?
What my goals are.
Oh my
I asked you,
This
so you
dude is
gotta
so
ask me.
Dennis
Yes.
Fori Boateng. Not
what up?
Boateng, Boateng.
Yeah, what up?
What are your goals for 2022?
Well, my wife, my goals for I'm not just gonna say just 2022, just moving forward,
Yeah.
period. My goals is to get on this true loving myself, physical journey, emotionally, mentally, like truly loving myself like never before.
Yeah.
I want to get on that journey and be about it for real, because I don't think I've loved myself the way I need to.
You saying that made me think, we talk about generational maneuvers.
Yes.
Having Dash around us, he's like a sponge.
Yep.
Even so much as us eating out, thinking food comes from outside,
Yeah.
like saying eat.
Yeah.
Now it's starting to cook more. He's been saying cook, wants
Yeah.
to go in the
Yeah.
kitchen.
Oh my goodness.
Gosh dang it, I said, yeah, cook. To where even physically working out,
Yep.
he's been around you when you've worked out a couple times,
Yeah.
and coming home and Dash sitting here doing air squats. I'm like,
Doing air
what the
squats,
world?
doing push-ups.
just off of a couple exposures to it.
Yep.
So it's just so key, like generationally, like we're impacting him as well.
Yeah.
Just what we physically do on a day to day. I feel like it's so important and key.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. So yeah, I think this self-love, never-ending journey that I
Yeah.
want to get on,
Yeah.
that entails a lot, being rooted, literally, like it's on your hat.
Rooted.
But yeah, being rooted in God's love, my family's love for me, and just love for myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, this journey, consistency with everything I do. So even this podcast, I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing, building it out, but also it being able to provide, and put us in better situations where it can even bring forth other opportunities, maybe hiring people,
Yep.
doing
maybe, definitely.
definitely hiring people, working on the short films that I've written. And see, these things people don't know about me.
Yeah,
like,
no.
you know what I'm saying? Like I've written things out, books that I've written. But yeah, so actually I want to let people in a little bit more, because I feel like I let people in on the surface.
Let people in a little bit, but it's so
Yeah.
much deeper. And
But
once
yeah,
you
yeah.
fully open up, that's when we're really going to be walking in purpose.
Yeah, I agree.
And everything else is going to follow.
Yeah.
Money, everything.
Yeah.
Like it's all
I want to let people in a little bit more, but I want to let people in that are also putting in the same effort to get to know me. I don't like people who are weird about getting to know others. Don't be, I feel like it's almost like, you know, when you're a kid, like a kid is just staring at you, you're staring at each other, nothing is said, but you both want to get to know. It's like, yo, like we're grown now. Like, it's just a simple hello, introduce yourself, vice versa, and let's grab some coffee. Like, let's just, if that's what you want to do, let's do it. You know what I mean? So being more intentional with relationships. So, so letting people in a little bit more in my life. And I would say, so I said consistency, I said self-love, and traveling. I want us to travel more. Yeah. I actually want us to take more vacation and build more memories and expose Dash to the world and you know, God willing, we don't know what's going on now, but I know that things will be amazing, and educating myself more. Like education never stops. That's why I love having conversations that I do with guys like Raymond about NFTs and John talking about the metaverse and all these things. I want to understand all these things, because if Dash is going to be interacting in those spaces as he grows up and everything, I want to be able to understand too. I don't want to be a clueless parent. So I think those are my goals. And of course, the last one is like in January, I have a event coming up, which is going to be the Streetwear branding workshop, where I want to just, I want people to come in and being able to sit down with experts, friends that I call experts who have done amazing things in the streetwear
game changers.
Space as game changers that are going to actually share their stories on how they've been able to do what they're doing. So I'm excited about that at the end of January. I think it'll like literally give people motivation and the push to go after what you want. Don't listen to people who tell you that certain spaces are oversaturated, because people haven't heard your story yet. People haven't done what you want to do yet. So
who do you feel like that event is truly for?
I think that event is for people who have ideas, just like I used to have, but don't know how to execute them. And that may need to see or hear or ask questions and ask people who are doing it, who are making themselves available to share their stories, because there are a lot of people who are successful in these spaces who are not making themselves accessible. I'll say it, and I don't care what anybody thinks. Like, there are a lot of successful people in these spaces, whether it is within the footwear industry, as sneaker designers, whatever you want to call it, and streetwear, who are not making themselves available whatsoever. Like, they're just like, hey, I make these cool clothes, I make this cool collaboration, whatever, selling it, but I'm not telling y'all how I got here, which I think is so whack. So, I want to click up with people who are willing to share information, take people under the wings, mentor people, and give them the opportunity for future innovation. So, the Streetwear Branding Workshop is happening in January, and I'm excited.
January 24th to the 28th.
Yeah, right? 24th through the 28th. I'm very excited about it. So tap in with me. It's going to be dope. You don't want to miss it.
The link will be in your bio. Yeah,
the link will be available in my bio, where people can go get tickets and everything and tap in. And then I have other surprises within that I think people will love. Like, I love giving back too. So we're blessed to be able to even give back in the way that we're going to give back. So
for sure. Excited for sure.
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioning, well, never mind.
No, what's up?
I was thinking about one of the other goals. So I said centering.
Yep.
Getting business organized, especially financially. And then 3 is just really personally honing in on being a content creator.
Yep.
And putting it out there that I'm a content creator.
Yeah, we are that.
And 2, for myself, I know I've been pushing it back ever since I had Dash. I haven't been taking care of myself.
Yeah, self-love, babe.
Self-love. I went through a very traumatic birthing experience. Had a C-section and then went into shutdown 2 weeks later. So I healed inside not doing anything, not being physical. So February is going to be 2 years, and man, it's time.
Yeah, we're
it's
about
time
to get it.
To get it. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this journey and just everything.
We're going to do well. But, to all the listeners out there or people who are watching us, look, we appreciate y'all so much. Like I said, this was a episode that I wanted to do with my wife because I think it's important for us as a couple to occupy this space as content creators. But also I think that your voice was the perfect one as a woman's perspective that I could ask
I was sitting here trying to help Dennis figure out who
I was like, babe, I don't have any like women friends like that. Like like it's been a minute since I even, I have a couple that we all know together that are homies for sure.
But it just makes sense. It makes sense.
It makes sense that you're here. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. Anyway, I appreciate everyone who's supporting, praying for us, pushing. So I'm asking you, like, make sure that y'all subscribe on all platforms, like so on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, all of that. Like, just be present, be part of my community, our community actually, and tap in with us. And we're going to be sharing more generational maneuvers, dope interviews, dope guests, and dope content coming through. So appreciate y'all so much. Share with your friends and tell them to tap in. Let's go.
Subscribe.
Yep. Like and subscribe. Let's do all that. Guys, once again, thank you so much. I'm your host, Denis Boateng, and this is Generational Maneuvers. Thank you so much for listening, and make sure that you look out for later episodes. Peace.